So in today's video, we're going to look at a few ways to decorate your home on a budget, which is a question that has come up several times over the past year. And I decided to finally do a video on it because I do like home decor, and I go through these periods where I am completely obsessed with HGTV, but at the same time, I don't like spending a lot of money on decor, and I usually don't. So today I'm going to share a few tips that I've used to find pieces and make my home a little bit more cozy without spending a lot of money. The first tip I have, which is so simple yet so important, is if you don't love it, don't buy it. Now, to be clear, decorating on a budget does not necessarily mean getting every single piece dirt cheap or buying something just because it's priced low. It means being smarter with how you spend your money so that you're able to save in the long run. And on that line of thought, I think it's so important that you don't settle and you buy items that you really like, in reason, of course. That was one of the biggest decorating mistakes I made when we moved into this house. The last place that we owned was a townhouse. When we moved here, we nearly doubled our square footage, so we had a lot of extra space and not really a lot of items to fill that space. And the house, it felt so bare and empty for the longest time. Because I was in a rush to fill space and make it feel cozy, I ended up just buying items that were nice, but looking back, I wasn't really crazy about the item, and a lot of times I would just end up buying something else that I really did like to replace it. So my point is, if the price is reasonable but is more than you wanted to spend today, your best bet is really to save up over the next few weeks or months and get what you want, because by not settling on something else, you could end up saving money in the long run. Another tip is to DIY your style. Now, artwork can add a lot of style to a house. It can really finish a room. But if you've ever shopped for artwork, you know how expensive it can be. But what's really cool about abstract art is that it's something that you can do yourself. If you do a search for DIY canvas art on Pinterest, you'll find so many easy tutorials. A few years ago, I did an abstract piece using canvas and painter's tape that my husband has in his office, and we even made a wine crate coffee table. I saw one on Pinterest and thought it was so cute and unique, but as I started looking around, I found that a lot of people were selling them for like $250 and $300. Since I was going through a DIY phase at the time, instead of buying one, we decided to make one, and we were able to do it for like $70, and it took maybe 2 or 3 hours. And what's really cool about wine crates is that they're not only good for coffee tables, you can even use them to build extra storage or maybe bookshelves. Another thing you can do is take your own scenic photos and frame them. I also like outdoor photography and landscape pictures, but again, these prints can be really expensive depending on where you buy them and the size. So instead of buying these photos, I decided to take my own, and I have several of my own prints hanging throughout the house, some in the dining room, the living room, and my bedroom. Another tip is to use the dollar store. Since we are on the DIY kick, I have to say, do not sleep on the dollar store. There are so many tips and tricks for making inexpensive home decor using items from the Dollar Tree. I plan on doing a few of these projects in the future and sharing them with you, but just to give you a few suggestions, you can easily take mirrors, candle holders, or even vases, embellish them with some rhinestones, some spray paint, and really create unique designs that can look as if you spent a lot of money, yet you probably only spent $5. And again, I recommend Pinterest. You can find a lot of dollar store DIY tutorials for wall art, storage, and accent pieces. Another thing you can do is add more accent pieces. Decorating a house isn't always about adding more furniture or having large artwork to create a focal point. A few inexpensive additions can help you achieve a certain look or elevate a space. You can add a pillow or blanket to your chair, change out your lampshades, or bring in some candles or other small items. Another tip is to shop online, and I know a few people might hesitate doing this. I've spoken to people in the past who feel that when it comes to home decor, they would rather purchase their pieces in the store, and I completely get it. You want to feel it, you want to examine it and make sure everything is right. And if everything isn't right, there's also the hassle of having to ship it it back to the store. But I have to say, I've found a lot of quality, low-cost items by shopping online, and thus far I have been pleased with every purchase. I've yet to have a negative experience. Lately, I've been completely obsessed with Wayfair, and while they do have some expensive pieces, they also have a lot of low-cost items, and the best part is that you get free shipping on like $35 and over. If you've ever purchased furniture online, you know how expensive shipping can be. Now, one thing I do recommend, and this is really crucial to have a positive experience, definitely read the reviews, because the reviews, you will really find the real deal about the merchandise. And I also like reading the reviews because a lot of times people will post photos of the item in their home, so that way you can kind of get a feel for how it's going to look in your space. And if you're shopping online, another thing you should also consider doing is using the filter to search from the lowest price to the highest price. This is so crucial, especially if you're searching for a particular item and there's like a million pages to go through. Chances are, if there's like 20 or 30 pages of this item, you're not gonna make it all the way to the end. You're gonna stop your search somewhere in the middle and buy something. The problem though is that if you stop too soon, you could potentially miss out on some inexpensive finds. So now when I shop online, I automatically do a search from lowest price to highest price, and that is actually the technique that I use to find a shelf that I recently purchased. Another thing you can do is repurpose unused items in your home. If you think outside of the box, you can potentially create new home decor using items that you already own. Over the past few weeks, we've been decluttering our house, going through our closets and our cabinets, and during the process, I came across these two mirrors that I forgot I even had. Now, initially, I thought about donating them, but since I had recently purchased a new shelf that didn't have any decor pieces, I actually kept the mirrors, and then I added a candle on top of one of them in order to add style to one of the glass shelves. And you can repurpose just about anything. When we moved 4 years ago, we had these two bookcases that we were thinking about getting rid of, but then I came up with the idea to maybe repurpose them and turn them into a bench so we can have like a little sitting area when we first walk into the house. Another thing you can do is repurpose another person's trash. If you are a crafty DIY person, going to thrift stores and buying used items can be an excellent way to add style to your home on a budget. Whether it's tables, nightstands, bookcases, a lot of times all you need is a little sandpaper, some spray paint, and maybe some different knobs, and you can have a nice creation that is 100% unique. Something that you purchase used for $5 or $10 can look brand new. Another tip is to shop outside of your typical home decor stores. Now, when a lot of people are looking for home decor, I think they immediately go to stores like At Home or Home Goods, and don't get me wrong, these are excellent places to find things for your home, and I go to them myself. However, I've been able to find a lot of pieces at a lower cost by shopping at stores like Marshall's or TJ Maxx. In fact, there was a bar stool that I saw at Home that cost, I think the bar stools were like $100 at Home. I went to TJ Maxx, saw the exact same bar stools for $40. And my most recent purchase from TJ Maxx was a lamp that I found for my bedroom that I only paid $10 for. So there you have it. Those are my tips for how to decorate your house on a budget. And I really hope that you guys enjoyed this list. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, do consider subscribing. On this channel, we talk a lot about personal finance, different ways that you can fix your wallet. So if you like videos like this, I do post every weekend and sometimes during the week. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in a few days.